Build, Grow, and Enjoy. The BGE Radio Network out of Atlanta, GA, buildgrowandenjoy.com. We have got a tremendous guest with us today. She joins us live here on Skype. Go ahead and give us a brief introduction on yourself, my friend. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Charmaine Wentzel. I am joining you guys from South Africa. I am currently in Cape Town visiting here at our offices for the week. I am the Cloud Accounting Manager at Outsourced CFO, a firm who does everything from accounting to CFO services to integrate um, between different systems.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So how did you get started in this space?
So I did my articles in an audit firm, and then I decided that audit was just not for me. And I started looking around for what do I want to do. So I did a bit of corporate work, and then I decided, no, I want to go back to practice. And that's when I found out about OCFO and I decided to join. So I've always loved accounting. I love helping businesses and small businesses and people who don't have financial background to get their businesses up and running and set up for success.
Fantastic. Fantastic. We have got a great guest with us today. She joins us live here on our big program. So, talk to us a little bit about some of your areas of expertise, my friend.
Okay, so my expertise is financial accounting. So everything from what is happening in your bank account until it comes out at the other end for financial statements and everything in between. A little bit of tax management, a little bit of accounts management, inventory, whatever you're looking at in your books and what can happen in your company is where I'm at. I love helping companies develop systems and working inside of the company to make it more successful for the owner of the company. And at this stage of my career, I am managing a group of accountants and also accounting trainees to do that for all of our clients. So I'm enabling them, training some of them, and making sure that everything runs right in the background to set up the businesses for success.
Fantastic. Fantastic. We have got a great guest with us today. She joins us live here on our big broadcast. So, with tax season around the corner, what are some of the biggest mistakes that you see business owners making when it comes to tax compliance? Talk to us about this.
So, from what I've seen in working with small and big businesses, the biggest mistake you can make when it comes to tax compliance is not planning for tax compliance. You've got your value added tax that needs to be paid monthly, every second month, every third month that you need to plan for. And you know when your annual taxes are due. And if you don't plan for that, you normally end up in a cash flow situation where you don't have the cash to make those tax payments to the taxman. And that then ends up making cash flow problems for your business or compliance problems if you don't file and pay your taxes in time.
We have got a great guest with us today. She joins us live here on Build, Grow, and Enjoy. So, why do so many businesses leave their tax filings until the last minute? Is it a procrastination, lack of knowledge, or just being too busy?
I think it's a little bit of all three. Yes, we procrastinate. I think that is something that everyone does. You'd rather spend time on other things in the business that is important to you, and then you procrastinate on your accounting and tax filing. Not everyone knows if you're starting out a business, you are not aware of all of the tax regulations out there, and then you just don't know when it needs to be filed. And the ones who know is usually very busy around tax season, and then they just don't get to doing their taxes.
We have got a tremendous guest joining us here on Build, Grow, and Enjoy, the BGE Radio Network out of Atlanta, GA, buildgrowandenjoy.com. So, from your experience, what are the consequences of not filing on time or filing incorrectly?
The biggest consequences are penalties for late payment, interest building up on those penalties for late payment, and then a lot of things in the business can't run efficiently if you are not tax compliant with the taxman. So it can mean that you're not going to win contracts with big suppliers, or something like that is going to happen. It's going to have a cash flow issue on your business, because you didn't file, or you filed incorrectly, and you now have penalties to pay because you didn't do it correctly. So the biggest consequence is a monetary consequence.
We have got a tremendous guest with us today. But before we continue on with questions here, how do we find you online and take advantage of some of your services, things of that nature, my friend?
It's as easy as going into your browser and typing in www.outsourcedcfo.com, and you'll get to our landing page. You'll see all of the services that we've got available, and there's a link on there where you can contact our sales team, who's very experienced at chatting to you and finding out exactly what it is that we can help you with.
Fantastic. So many business owners think that they are, quote unquote, too small to worry about proper accounting. What would you say to them?
No business is too small. Every business has some tax that they need to pay over to the government, especially if you are making money. And saying you're too small might end up, if you run your business for 3 or 4 years, that you, after 4 years of running the business, all of a sudden realize, but you've got 4 years of taxes that needs to be paid. You've got 4 years of accounting that needs to be done, and you don't know what's going on in your business. For small businesses, it's important to know what's going on in your books, to be able to plan effectively for where you should grow, or where the money actually lies.
The website, go ahead and give that again so people can get a hold of you guys and take advantage of your services.
So it's www.outsourcedcfo.com.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So, what are some of the most common tax filing errors that business owners make, and how can they avoid them?
It's mostly basic errors of not declaring all of your income, or not knowing what you can claim as expenses. Not putting that in tax filing can cause you to pay more than you should be paying, or can cause you to not pay at all when you need to be paying, or paying big amounts where you actually should not be paying.
Good advice. How do last minute tax filings affect cash flow, financial planning, and overall business health?
So last minute tax filings affect cash flow in the sense that you don't plan for the cash that needs to go out of your business to the taxman. If you do financial planning, it won't have that big effect on your cash flow. And if you don't do the financial planning, you'll get to the end of the financial year, or to when your taxes are due, and you'll see, okay, but now I have to pay all of this cash and I don't actually have it available. You'll need to loan money, or you'll just need to incur penalties and interest on the amounts that you owe to the taxman. This has a negative effect on the business health, because the money that you would need for the day-to-day running of your business is now going to be spent on paying penalties and interest and all of those things to the taxman, where you should actually be putting that money back into your business to help your business grow.
Fantastic. So, what should business owners be doing throughout the year to avoid the stress of last minute tax submissions?
Planning is the way to go. So if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. I'm not sure who said that, but we live by that. So if you plan at the start of the year a little bit of what is going to happen in the year, you'll have an idea of what taxes will be payable by the end of your financial year. So if you just plan a little bit, look at what your business is doing, and then catch up on what your business is doing. After 6 months, look at your business. See, are you actually reaching the targets that you set for yourself? And if you're blowing those targets out of the water, maybe save a little bit of that money that you're making to make sure that you are able to pay the taxman.
Fantastic. So, for business owners, you've got all sorts of different things going on. We're going to talk a little bit about some practical tips. for business owners. For business owners listening right now who are behind on their tax filings, what's the first step they should take today?
Get someone who knows what's going on to help you figure out what needs to happen for you to get up to date with your tax filings. You won't be able to do everything yourself, and if you get someone who knows what's going on with the taxman and who knows what steps can be taken to make sure that your penalties and interest, if you're paying late, isn't there, to help you get out of that and to help you maybe lessen that load on the business. And they can also help you look forward to see, okay, you're in this little bit of an issue now, but this is what we can do to to fix the issue, and this is what we can do to look forward that the issue doesn't happen again.
So, what are some of the documents and reports that business owners should do? Essentially, being always ready for tax season.
Monthly bookkeeping is the starting point for this. So make sure on a monthly basis that everything is in the books that should be there. Get yourself an accounting program. Make sure your income and expenses are up to date in that accounting program so that by the end of the month you've got a profit and loss statement and a balance to show what happened in the company over the last month. If you're very, very small, you're not registered for any other taxes than the income tax, quarterly can also work. So quarterly basis you can see a balance sheet and an income statement, but those are the two big things that you need to have ready at the end of your financial year to know what's going on the tax side.
Speaking this week from a representative from OCFO, and she joins us live here on Build, Grow, and Enjoy. So talking a little bit about some practical tips for business owners. How can businesses technology and automation to keep their accounting records up to date?
So at OCFO, we primarily use Xero, which is an accounting and bookkeeping tool. Xero integrates directly with your bank account. It pulls in all of the bank transactions. It can reconcile some of those transactions for you with the click of a button. We also use a pre-accounting program called Dext. Dext pushes all of your supplier bills into Xero. And with a few clicks of a button, you can automate a lot of these things that happens the same thing every month. So you won't have to spend time actually inputting data into your accounting system, because between the bank that pulls in through bank feeds and Dext that pushes through all of your supplier bills, a lot of that can be done in seconds by AI, and you don't even need to lift a finger.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So what role should a bookkeeper or an accountant play in a business's tax strategy?
The role of an accountant is very important if you as a business owner are not accounting savvy. And there are a lot of people out there, we're not taught in school how to do our taxes. And that's why accountants go through vigorous training to know what is the rules out there. So the role of a bookkeeper to help you plan. What can you do more effectively to save a little bit on taxes? Where should you be spending your money, which is a more tax-wise point to do, rather than a bookkeeper or accountant can help you plan, and they can also help you keep your records for your business up to date, to be able to see on a monthly basis what's going on in the business, and if we're making losses, what should we do to not make losses, and if we're making profits, to be able to tell us this profits, maybe 50% profits you're making in a separate savings account, so that when the tax man comes knocking at your door, that you've got a little bit of cash flow to help you to pay in.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So let's talk a little bit about the role of outsourced CFO and cloud accounting. Your company, Outsourced CFO, has specialized in cloud accounting division. How does this service help business owners stay compliant and ahead of deadlines?
it's our job to worry about your compliance and deadlines. So we worry about that. We take the worry away from you. We let you know in advance this tax season is coming up. You need to be ready to pay provisional taxes. We calculate that for you. We tell you this is the amount payable. If you tell us you don't have the cash flow available, we try to see where we can help within the lines of the tax laws, obviously. And we have a calendar for the year to tell you this is your business. This is what happens at every stage of the year for your business to help you plan 6 months into your financial year. This is first prof tax payments. At the end of your financial year is the second prof tax payment. This is when your annual returns are due, which is a filing that you do with the company's regulator in South Africa. So we make sure that we know when your deadlines is, and we inform you ahead of time of what payments will be necessary.
Fantastic, fantastic. So, what are some of the key benefits of cloud accounting for business, and how does it simplify tax filing?
Cloud accounting is a great thing. If I think about when I did my articles, we work desktop based. So you are limited to be working in an office, whereas cloud accounting allows you to work from anywhere. We at Outsourced CFO service clients in 33 countries in the world, meaning that I can chat to any of my clients during the day, wherever they are situated. And I can do books for a company in the UK, anywhere, South Africa, because everything is done on the cloud. Other benefit of the cloud is you have immediate access to your data. So if you are on holiday or you're on a business trip, you can use any computer to log into your accounting software and to see what's going on. Some of the applications we use works on cell phones, and that means that wherever you're at, if you're at a gas station filling up the company vehicle with gas, you just take a picture of the gas slip. You can almost throw away that slip because it's already stored on the cloud. So it's effective, and you can always access everything that you need on the cloud from wherever you're at. It simplifies tax filing to be on the cloud for accounting purposes because you have information readily available. It updates and wherever you're at and whoever needs to see. So if we do accounting for companies in the US, we have partners in the US who does all of their tax filings. That means that we can work on your accounting and we can just tell your accountants in the US, okay, great, you can log in, pull what you need, and you can do the tax filing. So it just eases, everyone can work together any place as long as you have an internet connection.
That is amazing. That is just so amazing. We have got a great guest with us today. She joins us live here on our big program here on Build, Grow, and Enjoy. So, can you give us an example of a business that was struggling with their tax affairs and how your team helped them get everything in order?
Definitely. So, a business that was struggling with their tax affairs came to us and told us, we don't even know what's outstanding. They were registered for value added tax, they were registered for income taxes, but they haven't filed in over 2 years. We helped them by starting at the beginning, making sure that their accounting records were up to date, and then we helped them little by little to file all of the outstanding taxes. And obviously, if you are registered for pay as well as value added taxes and income taxes, you have to pay that money over to the taxman. We also help them to chat with the taxman to get a payment arrangement, to not have to pay all of these taxes on one stage or at one time, but to pay it off over a few months or a few years to make sure that they are tax compliant while keeping to their tax payment plan.
Fantastic. So let's talk a little bit about some of the future outlook and best practices. With the tax laws constantly changing, how can businesses stay updated and ensure they remain compliant year after year?
So a good thing to do to make sure that you stay updated with your tax laws is obviously get an accountant who knows what they're doing. But on the other hand, for a business owner out there who just wants the knowledge for themselves, um, there's a lot of good channels out there that you can go to that can give you updates on what changes. We have the State of the Nation address coming this week, and then our tax update will also be coming after that from the president in South Africa. Um, After that happens, all of the regulators out there make small leaflets of this is the updates from what happened, from what the president said and what the Minister of Finances said. And after they've had those chats, the budget update, the SONA, you can reach out to any of these regulators, or you can just get it on the internet and just read through those leaflets, information. Those are meant for people who's not tech savvy or not accounting savvy, who needs to look at that and who needs to get the information of what happened.
That is amazing. So, do you see any major changes coming in tax regulations that businesses should be aware of?
There's a lot of changes coming. We just had a tax update in South Africa last week, just for what happened over the last year and what we can see coming. The income tax rate, so those taxes that you have to pay every year on your personal salary and on your business income. We also always anticipate changes in that, be it negative or positive. The tax rates can go up at any stage. A country can decide that to increase the tax rates. So you just need to be aware of what's going on and maybe read a few updates on if something happens. I think other tax regulations that is changing day by day is import taxes between different companies or different countries, sorry. We know that all of our presidents are chatting to one another and thinking about what customs tax we can implement for importing things from other countries. So just be aware of that if you're a business doing imports, to make sure that you know and that you understand what taxes are going to be levied on items that you import from other countries.
Amazing. So, in an ideal world, you should have, a business's tax preparation process. What should it look like?
So throughout the year for a business tax preparation, it would be necessary for the owner of the business to know what's going on. If you know that you are not making profits, then you would know that, okay, great, I'm not going to be paying any income taxes in the year. But if you know that you are making profits, it would be great to prepare yourself for when those payments become due. So put a little bit of the profit that you're getting aside in a savings account. I love asking my clients to do that, because then they know when all of these different taxes become payable that they have the cash flow available. I think cash flow is a thing that all of our companies talks about, because we never have cash flow, but that's because we look at our bank balance to see what we have to spend, and we shouldn't be looking at our bank balance. We should be looking at our income statements to see what I still need to pay, what I've got planned for next month. Because just because I've got money in the bank now doesn't mean that there's not bills left that I need to pay. So you need to be aware of what's going on in the company, be aware of who you still owe money, and be aware that if you're making money, you are going to pay taxes.
If a business owner wants to get started with outsourced CFO,
Okay, to reach out to Outsourced CFO to get started with our services, the easiest thing is to go to our website, www.outsourcedcfo.com, and you will get a link that you can fill in on I am interested in your services, and our very capable sales team will reach out to you within 24 hours to get you started, to have a conversation with you on what you're interested in.
fantastic. Any final words of wisdom for business owners who are feeling overwhelmed by tax season?
You don't need to feel overwhelmed. That is why we are here. Accountants are very good at feeling overwhelmed and handling all of those emotions. So hand it over to a guy or a girl who knows what they're doing, who knows what they're talking about, and help them help you through this stressful tax season. Because tax season should not be stressful on accountants and business owners, it should only be stressful on one of us.
Fantastic. Well, I really appreciate you making some time for us today. This has been an engaging, informative, and social-driven interview for listeners. I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming on Build, Grow, and Enjoy this week, my friend.
Thank you so much. Have a good day further.
Appreciate it. You too.